Okay, YouTubers, today what I want to talk about is emergency prepper communications. That seems to be a big deal on YouTube and on the internet. I'm going to set you straight on this today. What you see in front of you is more communication than you'll ever need, and it's cheap. The best prepper communications, and I'm speaking from the point that I'm a ham radio operator, is not ham radio, not none of these personal radios. No, you got to ask yourself, when you're out there, who else is going to have a radio like one of my oddballs that you buy at Radio Shack and all? The best prepper radio there is, bar none, and by a long shot, is a CB radio. Now you see I got a CB radio line out here, and let me show you that. This is a regular old CB radio. You get it anywhere. You can probably get these things at yard sales, at the hawk shop. You can buy them pretty much $5, $10, $20. You're paying too much. Anyway, it's a regular old CB radio, and over here is the microphone. This ain't the microphone for this radio, but I just showed you. This comes with the radio, okay? Now, for an antenna, if you're driving in your car, you see this? This is a regular old, what do you call a magnetic roof mount antenna. It's already see, you ain't got to set nothing on, really, just screw it in. This little piece of coax here screws in the back of your radio. You hook your radio to the battery and you're in business. Just screw that into the back of your radio, okay? Now what I'd say is the absolute best, in other words, that's already made up with the correct length of cable and everything. It's engineered from the factory to work. Now the very best mobile radio antenna there is, I mean bar none, is this 8-foot whip. I think it's 8 or 9 feet. Anyway, it's a stainless steel whip. You screw your coax into that, hook it to your radio. You ain't got to worry about SWRs, any of the stuff they're always talking about. It just works. Next, you have your coax. Now, I got to caution you on coax. You notice that this coax here is like an armored coax. Okay, you can buy this at the truck stop. I bought some of that regular black coated regular coax. I got it home and I noticed I wasn't getting my power out through my antenna. I changed coax and got this stuff, and my power like quadrupled because the coax was so so inefficient that it was eating up all my power. But anyway, you get yourself a good piece of coax, but I think they come there about 18 feet long. You hook that with that stainless steel whip, guess what? You got yourself a complete emergency radio kit. Now you got to think, all these truck drivers, everybody got CB radios. You can get CB radios from anywhere, and in an emergency you want the simplest communication form you can get that everybody has. Everybody around has a CB radio, especially these truck drivers, a lot of you boat owners and stuff like that. Now when I was out in the Gulf of Mexico working on a commercial boat, I thought they're going to have a big, I had my own commercial boat. I thought these guys are going to use all these big, fine VHF radios. No, what they communicate every day with is a CB radio. I find that even when I was in Alaska, I used to live in Alaska, everybody up there communicated with CB radio. You use any of this stupid tactical stuff, all the big buzzwords they got now. It's all a bunch of bull. Let me show you another little radio. Now this is a 2-meter ham radio, okay? See, this thing is a 2-meter 440 ham radio. I paid like $50 for it, okay? And that's what another one they suggest. It has no more range than that CB radio. Now right here, this is a little adapter, okay? This adapter will screw into this top of this radio. I take this antenna off here, screw this adapter in here like this, you see? Then I can hook this radio to that antenna, and it has more range. I don't care what any radio person says, it works, okay? And it works good. So this was like $5, $6 for this little adapter, you see, screws on top of the radio. And this little antenna on this thing is called a rubber duck, okay? I guess so. Okay, look at this. This is the rubber duck antenna off of it, okay? So what I do, take a good look there. That's just about 8 inches long. So I take this little adapter. I'm going to show you here. Let me get it screwed in. Screwed in the top of my radio like that, you see? Like that. Now, with that adapter now, I can hook to any one of those coaxes. If you want to use a ham radio, this is probably the best hand carry one you can get, but this is not as good as the CB radio. The beauty behind it is who else has got one of these radios near where you're at, where you're having the emergency. But you can believe in an emergency when the cell phone don't work, the telephone don't work, the CB radio will work, and a lot of people be using them. Probably be the most popular radio out there is. I hope with talking to you about this and bringing you down to earth about all this prepper talk. If you hear these preppers talking about tactical and all those kind of special words, you know, and survivalist, nah, man, this is the real deal. That prepper stuff, if somebody starts talking tactical, turn them off, because that's a bunch of bull. I'm giving you the best tip, because remember now, you got probably 500,000 trucks out there on the road that all got CB radios in them. What do you think those guys are going to use? If the SHTF, you know, they're going to walk out to the truck, turn their CB on and try to find somebody. And a good chance, if you got a CB radio, they're going to find you. You get in an emergency, that CB radio can find you. It's got a channel 9 and everything else. I'm going to try my best I can to get, especially to get a bunch of ladies to start like a CB radio club, you know, to where they're ready and comfortable with talking on CB. Because as much as you may dislike truckers, as much as you may dislike the people on CB, you can bring a community to CB radio, you know, a cohesive community that communicate with each other in bad times, you know, and that's what we're after here, is to get everybody where they can help each other out in bad times. So forget all this bull you hear, I mean, all over the internet. You look at all these YouTube videos, they talk about some stupid radio that you got to hope that another fellow's got the same radio on the same frequency. This thing here, you got 40 channels, and you can really talk all over the world if you do it right, you know. But you got 40 channels on this, and you can find somebody on that radio. And besides, you talking about ham radio. Now, what the heck is, say, somebody in Russia going to do to you if you're having a fire in your house and you live in, say, Houston, Texas? They ain't going to be able to do nothing. You want to talk to somebody local, somebody within, say, 20 miles, and you could do it with a CB radio. So bring yourself back down to earth and think, this guy's telling me right. You just set up a CB radio, a little a whip antenna like it. You can get a fancy antenna, but the best around the house antenna is that stainless steel whip. You just screw that to the side of your house or to a pole or something, hook that coax to it, you're in business. You can talk anywhere you want. The thing is, you're talking to your neighbors and your friends. You know, you're talking to people locally. And only do you no good to have some big ham radio that you can talk to Japan with. Yeah, well, the guy in Japan can't help you when the things get bad. Case in point is we had Hurricane Katrina here, you know. The cell phones, no radios worked. The only radios that were really communicating in an emergency situation was CB. So wise up, people. Don't listen to all this bull on the internet. I'm giving you, I want you to pass the word around. Tell them to go look at Dino's WorkShop at his article on prepper radios, you know, 'cause I'm trying to talk about down to earth. And here's the other point. It don't cost nothing at all. $50 you can get all that stuff, and that's better than going out running down to Sears or Radio Shack or one of them and dropping a bunch of money on something that's going to prove to be useless. You know, you don't need no walkie-talkie to talk to your kid. Your kid can probably use that CB radio better than you can. And besides, if you get in a hobby, all of a sudden we can have a resurgence of CB radios long before a catastrophe happens. Now, I'm just giving you a heads up on this, guys. Come on, wake up and see that I know what I'm talking about. And like I say, you can find these things at yard sales. Half the time, people just give them to you. Especially you find an old truck driver, ask him, hey, you got a spare CB radio? He's going to give it to you. He probably fix you up with antennas and coax. So let's get ready for the hard times. Let's see if we can get together and start a CB radio movement, you know, about this prepper stuff. Forget all that stupid stuff those people tell you about. It's like the tactical gun or the tactical clothes. You don't need all that. It's like I say, when I was tooling around Alaska, how we used to get around in the backwoods. We used to do it on 125 motorcycle, little dirt bikes, you know, and it didn't cost anything to run them. We went everywhere. So when things get bad, if you're the lucky fellow that's got him something like a 4-cycle dirt bike, you want a little off-road dirt bikes, you'll be able to go anywhere. And plus, you can put one of these things on it, you know. You'll be able to talk. You have all your buddies and everything. And I implore you, or whatever I guess you'd say, I implore you to look into 4-cycle 125 size motorcycles and a CB radio. You'd be so well off with that, you wouldn't believe. You'd be so much better off than the average Joe. He ain't thinking about this. He's being misled by these guys with all this tactical bull and all these preppers with all these crazy radios. No, you don't need no ham radio. They say, well, you got to have a license. And here's a little rule about ham radio. If it's an emergency, anybody can talk on any radio they want. That's the law. Okay. So anyway, more tips. Y'all come on back here to Dino's Workshop. I'm always putting new stuff up. I hope I give you a little guidance here. Let's get our heads back down to earth and be real about it, because let's put into something that's bulletproof, something you can get multiple CB. You can have an old closet full of CB radios for a little bit of nothing. You will have communications. You get one of them ones, them personal radios, GRC and all these kind of radios I'm talking about, you ain't gonna be able to talk to anybody because nobody else got the radio. CB, they're all over. Now y'all get out there and start putting up your antennas and hooking up your CB radios. Quit being stupid. Okay, come on back and see Dino, and please subscribe. Come back and see Dino at Dino's Workshop, okay? Talk to you later.